Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bartelle's Money Talk. I'm Johnny.
And I am Teresa. Do you need another asset, another way to get money for your business? Are you a business owner? Well, if you are a business owner and you're looking for additional ways to supplement your income, you need to stay until the end of this video.
Welcome to Bartelle's Money Talk, your go-to podcast for financial empowerment and insight. Let's dive in.
We have an expert with us, but I dare not tell you what she's an expert in. You have to stay until the video ends. Melinda, can you introduce yourself, please?
Well, first off, I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful to be here with the two of you and to share whatever knowledge I have with your community. So thank you for that. I'm Melinda Colón. I am a business strategist. I am a pattern recognition awareness person, and I help people win government contracts. And I've been so successful that my clients celebrate the fact that we've been able to help them win over $4.4 billion and increase their win rate to 75%. And just so you know, the industry win rate is 22%. I don't know about you, but I like to win and I'm competitive. So I don't want to spend 10, like two out of 10 times winning versus nearly 8 out of 10 times. Like, which one do you choose?
Well, I want to win.
All the
I
time.
want to win.
I win all the time. I'm all about
Yes.
winning.
Yeah, we're gonna win.
Right?
Yes, but I'm telling you,
always
like we were talking beforehand, and like I said, this story of what you were studying and what you were reading, it gave me goosebumps, and I do feel
Oh
like
my gosh.
someone needs to hear this. So before we dive all into it, I need you to share what you were sharing with us.
Oh, absolutely. I'm happy to. So I really have been diving in. You know, people ask me, Melinda, what do you do? Why do you do government contracts? And it's honestly, it's a vehicle to help people become wealthy and unlock what I believe what God has already inspired all of us to do. Because remember, he gave us dominion over the earth. He never took that away. He never took it back. And so what that means is that this whole journey of life is us realigning to the good God, the loving God that just wants us closer to him. And I went back and I was reflecting on and reading through the story about the talents and those three servants. And specifically thinking about how the master gave the talents to the servants. Really just thinking about that for a moment. This talent is what was considered a measurement of weight, but also of money. A talent or was back then was inspired to be silver, a weight of silver, 80 pounds of silver, which makes sense why the third servant decided to bury it. He couldn't carry it because it was so big. Like how many of you have had something really big given to you and you decided to bury it? That is the wealth of God given to us to go share with the world. And what's interesting is the other two multiplied their talents. What? They multiplied their talents. Talents that were not things that they earned, but they used because they were given it. They knew that they were gifts and they went to multiply it. Why? Because money's love language is multiplication. Money loves to multiply. But here in America, we have learned and we're taught about liabilities. We're taught about liabilities. Like how many of you have like ran and dashed through the hallways and the streets on a Black Friday? We've all done it. We've all done it. But assets, right? Like assets are what creates wealth, not only in the pocketbook, but in our decisions, focus, and discipline to be a better version of ourselves. And I thought about it, about that last servant who he ended up having his talent taken away from him. The master took it away from him and gave it to the one that made the most, not because he had the most. No, it wasn't that. It was because he wasted it. He wasted an opportunity to create great wealth. he wasted the time to create great wealth. And so what I learned from that experience and just kind of reflecting on that story is truly how God helps us create wealth every single day, and we decide to bury it. And those that figure out how to multiply it, wow, they're wealthy. They're the 1%, and we want to be like them. But maybe we already have what we need to get there, and we're deciding to ignore it. The other part of that story is, just the idea of bearing anything that God gives us. And we're like, we don't want to sin. We don't want to, but when he tells us to do something, do we act? Right? Do we take action or do we
Right.
delay? And even the fact that you delay, when we delay, we're actually sinning. In just the idea of delay, we're sinning. Even if we're like, we'll do it later, do it tomorrow, that is delay, which means we're making the savior of the world, the creator of the world, the one that gave us all the talents, wait on us? No. No. So I was sharing that with you in that specific piece because what I realized from that was how important it is to help people with my talent for helping them grow and build businesses, do so that they can serve the ones that they're called to serve. It's like legacy is truly legacy. It's not just our money, it's the money that's given to our children's and our children's children's and our children's children's and our children's children's children's, right?
Right.
Even just like the relationship with David and Solomon, you think like, well, how did God go, like what inspired God to go to Solomon and ask him, what do you want?
What do you want?
It was because of David. It was
Yep.
David's given an over delivery of incense and just all the blessings that God had, like he just gave it back. He was like, just take it. And he taught his son to do it. And so his son was blessed with that relationship with God because David was faithful. And so if we are faithful and if we are really responsible with our talents, our children's and our children's children will be the most wealthy children of all time because that was intended. That was the original plan. And we have the roadmap right in the Bible.
Well, you know what? Going off of the talents, right? What you do is you help people get money through government contracts. And in my mind, I can look at that as a talent. Like we have access to this, but we don't know how to go about
There
doing
you
it.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's sitting there.
Right.
You see it.
Right. So what
But
you're
how do you get it?
right? How do you get it? So what you're offering to people is helping them get money for their business to grow wealthy. But if they have the opportunity to do it and to take it, they don't do it. They bury it in the ground. Guess what? It can't grow.
Yes.
So now we need you to talk about what type of businesses that you recommend go after government contracts.
Any business.
Whoa, did y'all hear that?
I said any.
Any.
Listen, so I had this conversation. This is a really great question. It's exactly what most people think. I don't think that the government buys what I sell. If you have a salon, if you do nails, if you have a dry cleaning company, a cleaning company, a roofing company, a construction company, an engineering company, a tile work, you're a carpenter, you're a handyman, maybe you have a staffing company, whatever it is, there's a contract for it. And I'll tell you why. Because the US government is the number one buyer of goods and services in the world. They need everything in order. The whole goal of a contract is to take a portion of our tax dollars that we work for and put it back into the economy. It is a part of the economic cycle. And so when there isn't a good, healthy economic cycle, excuse me. So when there isn't a good, healthy economic cycle, then we get stimulus checks to stimulate the economy. So contracts, government contracts is their way of stimulating the economy.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy stimulation, trillions of dollars stimulating the economy every single 12 months, every single fiscal year. So, what a contract is and who can get it, anyone can get a contract because their goal is to spend money to help stimulate the economy, to keep it healthy.
Mm, I wasn't expecting that answer.
Me either. I had to be a particular business. So I'm sure if we had the question,
Yeah.
I know
So,
somebody else had the question.
wow, I was not expecting that answer. It's
Yeah.
because so I have a friend that he kind of goes and try to get government contracts too, and I know um, sometimes that could be a little challenge, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least if you don't
Yes.
know how to do it, if you don't know how to do it, it's a
Yes.
challenge. It's almost like my people perish for a lack of knowledge, right? Because you don't know how to go
Amen.
about getting it, so you just don't know. So
Yes.
if somebody came to you and said, "Hey, I understand that you can help me get a government contract," right? How do you go about that process to help them start the process to get a government contract?
Ooh. Okay. So, what's really interesting is it starts with mindset.
Oh,
That's
okay.
good.
It's really interesting. Most people, even so, I work with businesses that are starting up all the way to enterprise size businesses. And the number one thing we have to do is we have to focus on what the end in mind is. Because if we're not focused on
Mm,
what we want versus what we can get, then we are limiting our ability to show up confidently with our value. We all have value. We all have expertise, but we overlook it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. They walked by their abundance to get to lack, right? So we often miss out the opportunity to just leverage what we already have that's working.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 5 steps. There's 5 steps. I call it the GovCon sales strategy, and
mm,
it
Okay.
starts with prepare. Prepare with the end in mind. This is really like your business plan. Do you have a clear business plan? One thing that I love to do is work with businesses who want to create legacy. We're not looking for dispatchers, right? Like anybody can get a contract, but I really want to work with companies who want to grow and build something big,
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
big website company, a big IT company, a big construction company, whatever it might be, opposed to let me go ahead and sell paper clips and books and
mm.
gloves and this and the other. That's
Mm-hmm.
not we're not gimmicking, we are
Mm-hmm.
leveraging.
Whoa.
And so it's really important that I work with people like that. And so it starts with a business plan. Are you clear about what you can deliver? Someone says to me when I work with startups, they say, I just started my business. Why would they hire me? I don't have any experience. Well, what's interests you in this contract? Well, I did this in my 9 to 5. Great. Use that, leverage that experience. See,
Mm-hmm.
everything in our journey of life is used. Everything. I mean, look at the Israelites, right? They went through
Mm-hmm.
slavery, they circled and for 40 years and then they came to their land, the God,
Mm-hmm.
the promised land.
Right.
When they went there, what did they have? They had skills to create their own, right? And so they had to go through that journey in order to get here. And so that's what I help people and guide people through is how to prepare with the end in mind. How can I change the way that I look at things? I'm not just looking for $100,000 contract or just $1 million contract, or I would be okay with just one. No, we're not begging for money.
Mm-hmm.
We are mastering money. We change the way that we look at money so that it doesn't become a lottery. We don't just win and lose it. We
Mm-hmm.
win and earn it and keep it
Mm-hmm.
and create multiply it. So step number 1 is prepare with the end in mind. Step number 2 is target. Target who is buying what you sell. There are over 90,000 government agencies in the United States. 90,000.
Wow.
So when someone says to me, I don't know who buy, nobody buys what I sell. Listen, I have seen legitimate contracts for musicians. like pianists, guitars for state dinners. I have seen typography, calligraphy. I've seen the what is it, stitch work for flags and for uniforms. I've seen decals for cars. I've seen mechanics for the police departments. I've seen so many different things, and so we start to see it. We're like, you can't unsee the money around us. It's
Mhm.
all everywhere. So targeting the right buyers is key. This is how we increase our win rate when we have focus on who is buying what we sell. And then also when they buy, right? So step number one is prepare with the end in mind. Step number two is to target the right buyers, the people that are actually buying what we're selling. Step number three is to strategize. This is where it becomes fun for me as a strategist, is really thinking outside the box. Listen, it's easy to answer the questions. You can ask ChatGPT to answer it.
Mhm.
But what really, right? Like, I mean, hey, I have an agency who does this full time. We leverage ChatGPT, but we cannot use it out of the box because it's not human.
Right.
We have to put strategy, positioning, creativity to it. And
Mhm.
that's what makes your proposal stand out.
Mhm.
So, strategy is, I mean, essential to increase your win rate. It really just changes the game. One of my clients, we call it the David and Goliath story. It's one of our
Mhm.
David and Goliath stories. And it's one of our clients who was just at $150,000 in her business after 7 years. And she wanted to start winning government contracts. I said, great, well, let's go after one. So she found an opportunity and she estimated it was valued at 1.4 million. We worked together, really worked on that strategy. And she really didn't think that she was the right fit, to be honest, because she's a solopreneur. She's a one man band. She's doing
Mhm.
everything. She's like, why would they want me? They're going to
Mhm.
hire someone big, da da da, all these things, right?
Mhm.
Again, most of this is mindset. And so we were looking at the strategy, and I said, just lean on what is true. Lean on the fact that you can be there and you're available. They
Mhm.
don't have to go through the red tape to go through, like, who do I call for scheduling? Who do I call for fee? Who do I call? You are the person who's going to be hand holding them through the entire process.
Mhm.
And that's what we leaned in. It was scary for sure because she
Mhm.
was going against companies that were more established,
Mhm.
older, tons more money, but she did it anyway. And it resulted in success. She won that $1.4 million contract in less than 30 days. And she was going up against 11 competitors. Do you imagine going up against 11 competitors? They
Ah,
had org charts of teams and I mean just massive companies, and she comes in and she says what I just shared with you guys. She came with her strengths. I am a small company. I am going to be dedicated to this project. There is nothing to be competing with you. You will be my focus. And she won. She won because she focused on what the client wanted most. And that's what strategy can do.
You're listening to another episode of Bartelle's Money Talk. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. Take charge of your financial future with Bartelle's Financial Coaching, led by Teresa Bartelle. We offer personalized guidance to overcome debt and achieve financial peace. Our results-oriented approach provides actionable strategies for lasting change, no matter your background. We welcome you to schedule a free consultation today at 830-252-0320. Start your journey towards a brighter financial future today.
Yeah. You want me to keep
Okay.
going?
There you go. Give me goosebumps again, but now you got to give me number four
yeah,
and
go
number
keep it.
five. You got
Yeah,
to give us
yeah,
all of them
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All
Ooh.
right. So number four. All right. So let's recap where we're at. So we did prepare with the end in mind,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
target the right buyers, strategize, really positioning to win.
Mm-hmm.
And step four is submit. This is where people get stuck. The proposal. The
Mhm.
proposal, the fee. They say, well, I have to cut my price down. I got to go cheaper. Like it's just a numbers game. Lies, lies, lies.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, I built a lot of relationships with government agencies over the years. I've been doing this for a long time. And what I've realized over the decades is that they want one thing to happen after they have awarded a contract, never to hear a problem, because their job every day is not to save money like a bank. It's not to give money like a
Mhm.
bank. It is to spend money.
Wow.
Their job is to spend money. And so if you have a problem, it slows down the flow of money to go out and help stimulate the economy. So that means their boss and their boss is really upset at them for
Mhm.
selecting someone who was incapable of fulfilling the project. So it's better to price so that you can win and fulfill and everybody's happy, versus
Mhm.
to price low and I'm just trying to win, and then you can't fulfill or you're broke fulfilling.
Mhm.
And of course what happens there is like when you're just like any pricing in any business, you don't want to price too low, because then
Right.
you won't be able to give your best, and you
Mhm.
always want to give your best with government clients. It's like a small little town. Everybody
Mhm.
knows your name. It's kind of like Cheers, you know. um,
Mhm.
so we want to build relationship in the process and let them know, yeah, you're gonna pay premium. Now the great news is when you do submit a proposal, this is where you can show value. You see,
Mhm.
my client Aparna, she wasn't cheaper than her
Mhm.
competitors. She was
Mhm.
right in alignment with her competitors. They are
Mhm.
all around 1.4 million.
Mhm.
What was different was her proposal. It showed her strength, her confidence. She used momentum language, which means she said, we will, and this is what we're going to do, and this is how it's going to go, opposed to, we have those capabilities in house. There's a different energy that goes in the proposal that helps people make decisions faster. And that's what we want to do as business owners, help people make decisions. And the last step would be track. So, and we all do this. We all do this.
Mhm.
I definitely have done this time or time again.
Mhm.
Is run away when you get the answer no. We run
Oh.
away. We don't want to hear no. Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't get it. Oh, delete the email. Hang
Yeah.
up the phone. I don't want to deal. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the
Mhm.
negativity. But here's the thing, success leaves clues. And so every time we open up the opportunity to grow, right, we get ourselves pruned a little bit, we grow
Mhm.
more. This
Mhm.
is one of the reasons why my team and I have such a high win rate, because we prune, we help our clients prune. No, the reason why you didn't win is because you don't specialize in paper clips. You specialize in gloves, or you don't specialize in websites. You specialize in graphic design. We want to get really crystal clear so that we can help them win more. Some other reasons why, and you get some canned answers from the procurement officers because they don't know how to explain the problem, right? They'll
Mhm.
say, well, we're going with a more established team. This means we have no idea what you do, and we're not sure
Oh,
you know what you do,
that's
right?
okay.
So
Yeah,
that's
but that's
candor, right?
Mhm.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
good though.
So what we have to do is learn from those mistakes, ask the right questions, and say, "Hey, can we get a debrief?" And go through the opportunity, go through the proposal, go through the fee sheet, and say, "What could we have improved?" When we get that information, we improve. Of course, we go back to our master proposal template, our master fee sheet, and say, "Okay, we're not going to do those things again, and we're going to improve in these areas." And the same thing when you win. We won. Yes. All right, let's go. Let's cash that check. And
Mhm.
then we forget to ask feedback. Why did you win? What made it a winning response? Was it the fee was right? Was it the team? Because we want to make sure that we keep what's working in
Mhm.
play and modify what's not working.
Yeah.
And so that's the 5 steps. This step 1, prepare. Step
Mm-hmm.
2, target. 3, strategize. 4, submit. And then 5, track. And these steps are solid. They just work no matter what size company you're in and what you're going after, because it's all about iterations. Life is all about iterations. And this is why I say government contracts is a mindset game, because there's more than enough money to go around for everybody if we just learned how to leverage.
Okay. And so just say we have
Mm.
someone listening
Yeah.
and you sound good. What you're presenting sounds amazing. And we didn't go into this, but
Yeah.
what qualifies you to be able to help a listener to gain that contract, to win it?
Mm, mm.
Yeah. To win it.
Yeah.
To
What are your
win it.
qualifications? Yes.
Okay. So here's what qualifies you. You have to be committed to the process.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody, I'm going to say this because recently I've been hearing it more and more that there are people out in the world that say they can uh, guarantee a contract.
Mm-hmm.
That is illegal. No one
Okay.
can guarantee you a contract. That would be money laundering. So we don't do that. But we do teach you how to build relationships, be strategic, understand those, how to track opportunities months, if not years ahead of them
Mm-hmm.
coming. Here's the thing: what happens, most of us learn instant, right? We got Instacart, we got Instagram, we have instant happening,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not helping us grow because nothing in God's world is instant, right? So we have to just learn to grow, like
Mm-hmm.
planting the seed and letting it grow and just evolving. So that's how I can help you. If you are committed and coachable and you are willing to stick with it in the journey, it could happen in 30 days or it might take you 90 days. It might take you 6 months, but it will work because you work it only when you work it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So how do
Mm.
they find you?
Yeah, so I'm all over the place. Okay, so you can find me. The best way to connect with me is to go on LinkedIn and look up my name, Melinda Colón, Colon, and connect with me there. I'm always announcing the newest virtual events, trainings, books, things like that, so that people can stay up to date. What's going on with me?
Okay.
Okay. All
What
right.
else? Do you have anything
What
else you want to
I do.
I figured he did.
One last thing. One
Yeah.
last thing before we depart.
Mm,
Can you give at least two nuggets
yeah.
that you can leave for the audience? Two nuggets.
Anything. It could be anything.
Two nuggets in reference to government contract. The two nuggets.
Oh, okay. Related to government. I would say, okay. One, I'd say to build relationship with your local government, your municipalities, your school districts, your police departments. Um, Actually register to become a vendor. They are in dire need right now because of the silver tsunami. They are freaking out. So help solve that problem. And the second one would be to don't give up.
Mm.
Like when you're starting in the process of government contracting, it's easy to say it's overwhelming. There's paperwork. Listen, the amount of paperwork that's involved compared to buying a house, there's way more paperwork involved in buying a house, and I still got to buy the house. Okay. With a government contract, they give you money. So we have to make sure we're understanding what, when you hear like there's red tape and there's a lot of paperwork and there's a lot of bureaucracy. At the end of the day, that's the goal of a government contract, is to stimulate the economy. They're not going to make it that complicated. It's because some people just did it wrong, and that's why we have all the hoops and loops that we got to jump through. But once we're through the hoops and the loops, we're on the other side. We're on the right side. And they're willing to work with people. That's why we have certification programs, we have 8A program, we have different programs to help people at where they are. No matter where you are, you can win a government contract. You just have to stay focused, disciplined. I wouldn't, the third one, I'm going to give you a bonus. I wouldn't give up what you're doing right now in your own business. Please, please, please. Government contracts, in my opinion, unless you have decades of experience within a service or a product that you provide, the government contracts can take a while to happen. It's a long game. This is how the billionaires became billionaires, because they waited. They
Mm.
grew the money over time. They grew those relationships over time. So you might start winning $1 million contracts and then it stops. And then you start again and it stops. It's okay. But make
Mhm.
sure you have multiple streams of income, which obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you're learning about, because that's really how you build a smart business that can last.
Okay.
All right.
Woo.
Well, Melinda, listen.
Woo.
Listen, we want to thank you for joining our show today and providing all this valuable information, this knowledge that you have shared. Definitely learned a lot myself. And so I'm sure the audience have as well. So I really thank you for your time. And
Thank
listen,
you.
if y'all like this content, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll be providing more fresh content coming your way. So thanks again, Melinda.
Thank you. God bless you all.
God
God
bless
bless
you.
you.
That's all for today's episode of Bartelle's Money Talk. We hope you found our discussion insightful and empowering.
If you want to stay connected and access more tips and resources, don't forget to subscribe to Bartelle's Money Talk on your preferred podcast platform.
And please consider leaving us a review. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners like you.
For even more financial guidance and exclusive content, visit our website at bartellscoaching.com.
Until next time, remember, the journey to financial freedom is within reach.
I'm Teresa.
And I'm Johnny Bartelle, signing off. Take care, and here's to your financial success.